With the mentioned DLC being less than a week away, the time has arrived for a GTA Online YouTube channel classic. How much money do I need for the mentioned DLC? Is 400 million enough? Ha 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 ha. And how do I make enough money in order to be able to afford the DLC? We should start off by establishing how much money you need for the DLC. Unlike previous DLCs, this one is very likely going to be very expensive. The mention alone will likely be at least $10 million. And it wouldn't surprise me if it would go up to even as crazy as 20 million. Then on top of the fact that some people are speculating and wondering if you can own all three of them, and you got yourself a recipe for what is potentially the most expensive DLC that we ever had. Especially given the fact that the yacht goes all the way up to $9 million and the Maze Bank Tower is a cool $6 million, there is no doubt that the mention is probably going to be something at least in that ballpark. Unfortunately, at the time of writing, we have no idea what the gameplay entails of the mentions and or if you will be able to do anything else other than look at a potentially regrettable purchase that looks fancy, like we did with the yacht. So honestly, if you're not sitting on a lot of money at the moment, maybe it's a good idea to hold off on some reviews of the content before spending it all, and most importantly, not grind your ever-living face off for the foreseeable future, given that all that time and effort you might be wasting your weekend on might not be worth it after all. Regardless, I'm still going to try to help you get as close as possible if you're willing to do so. As for vehicles, unfortunately that's another tough one, as we've really only seen 4 vehicles in a short teaser that Rockstar has released thus far. As it looks like from that teaser, we'll have 2 supercars, 1 sports car and 1 sports classic. Judging from the historic prices of these vehicles, we'll likely be looking at $6 million for the 2 supercars, $2 million for the sports car, and about $1.5 million for the sports classic, totaling the total amount of money for the vehicles we've seen thus far to $9.5 million before upgrades. So realistically speaking, if you want it all and you want it now, you'll be looking at $20 to $30 million at the very least. So this is the part where you realize that you didn't use any of the double cash on the casino heist 2 weeks ago and you're now stressing out. Let's start making some money. Luckily for you, the current event week will last until the release of the DLC on December 9th. And luckily, it is a good one. There's currently 5 times money in RP on the Super Yacht Live missions. While some of you might go like, yeah, right. Well, hear me out. Normally you can only access these if you own a yacht, but they're also available if you happen to have a friend who is willing to host them for you. If anything, it's more profitable to play these missions with multiple players, as you will not only be able to make more money because of the bonus that you get for playing with a friend and with a crew member, you'll also be able to complete the missions quicker, thus allowing you to earn more money per hour. The best mission out of the bunch is Bon Voyage, which is a 4 to 5 minute mission where you just blow up a bunch of stuff and shoot some bad guys. It's a very straightforward and easy mission that can easily earn you at the very least about $1 million an hour, going upwards of about $1.5 million, depending on how fast and efficient you truly are being. Speaking of easy money, if you happen to have the Garment Factory, the priority file is currently paying out a cool $1.2 million as well for only 20 minutes of work. Other options that don't require you to own a property are the Clock and Bell Farm raid for a cool $500,000 for each playthrough, joining others in heist via the quick play option on your phone, which might have some mixed results and you'll definitely have to get lucky with a good teammate. The time trials, which are the RC time trial and the Junk Energy time trials, which are both daily and can earn you $50,000 each. The weekly time trial, which can earn you $100,000, and the HSW time trial, which can earn you a cool $250,000. And the Los Santos tags is a daily objective that can earn you $100,000 if you get them all. Or you could also just sell a single car that you've been gathering dust for a while. It is worth keeping in mind that selling another car right away will actually reduce it by 50%, and I think there's about an 18-hour cooldown in between selling cars before you can get the full value again, so do keep that in mind. Other options you have will depend on what you already own. If you have the salvage yard, a good way of making a quick $1 million is by simply doing those weekly robberies. And obviously the Kuiper heist and Dr. Dre missions are there too if you want something different but highly effective ways of making some cash. Also, there's two things you can do for a quick $1.5 million. The first $500,000 will come from just simply linking your Discord account on the social club website. To do that, you just simply go to the Rockstar Discord and there will be a bunch of instructions on how exactly to do that. And in that same Rockstar Discord, you'll be able to also claim your $500,000. You can only claim this once per account, so make sure to choose your platform that you log into correctly. The other $1 million will come from doing the 3 mentioned teaser missions that have been in the game for the last couple of weeks. Doing these will also grant you a $2 million discount on one of the mentions that will be coming out on December 9th. So make sure to do all that to save yourself a bunch of money and earn yourself a bunch of money. Lastly, the casino heist is giving GTA Plus members guaranteed diamonds. Not just once, every single time that you do the heist. Diamonds are by far the highest value loot you can get, and while you might be inclined to use 3 players so you can get all the loot, playing with 2 players will still make you more money, so make sure to do so. If you need a partner to do some casino heist or anything that I mentioned within the video, then feel free to use the comment section or join my Discord server in the link in the description down below. If you don't own an arcade yet so you can actually do the casino heist, then you're in luck. The arcades are currently 50% off for GTA Plus members, and if you have the $937,000 for it, then it's definitely worth investing into, as you'll be able to make the money back after the first heist. Mind you, the very first heist you do after getting the arcade will have cash as loot. After that, you'll be getting nothing but diamonds until Tuesday. There really is a decent amount of time left to make enough money to be able to enjoy the DLC on launch day. Unlike previous DLCs, the mentioned DLC will likely require you to have a bit more cash in your pocket before being able to buy the property. But luckily, GTA Online nowadays has various ways of making a lot of money very quickly. Fire up all those passive businesses if you're really desperate for money. Check them as well if there's any sort of spare money laying around that you haven't paid attention to for months. Check your garages for that old car that you can sell. And well, most importantly of all, you don't have to buy everything on day one. As long as you have about that $10 million, you should be able to buy the mansion and be able to enjoy the new content that's been added. And if history serves us well, you'll probably end up using the new vehicles during the new missions anyways, if there are going to be any. Unfortunately, the mentioned DLC is a bit of a weird and tough one, as the mentions are likely going to be really expensive, but the gameplay side of things is still a rather giant question mark, as Rockstar has yet to reveal anything about it at the time of recording. Either way, I'll be streaming the DLC on Tuesday at around 9 AM UK, so make sure to tune in for that, as we'll be exploring the DLC together and you'll be able to get an impression of what the DLC looks like and if it's actually going to be worth all that money. But with that said, that's it for this one. Thanks so very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.